Audacity f***ing froze. God damn it. God damn it. God damn it. It's April 28th at the time of this recording. The challenge is over. The official end date was April 20th, and the last day to send in the exit form that was emailed to all the participants was yesterday, the 27th. I'm making this video for two reasons. One, I know I haven't uploaded any of the week summaries. Forgive me. It's been a hell of a 4 months. Alright, if you've seen the last summary video I uploaded, a lot of shit has happened. I'll upload them soon. I don't know when. I need to do all the editing too. But I'll get there eventually. The second reason is because of the exit form that was emailed out to us. They sent us a questionnaire. First page was about our current stats, our current weight, our after photos. And then on the second page, they gave us questions through a Google Doc. And, well, I don't know how else to explain this, but I wrote a lot more than I guess was necessary for them, or at least for the exit form, to the point where my answers and responses were too long, and that scared me because last night I was panicking a lot, and honestly, I was afraid I wasn't gonna be able to edit them in time for submission. Luckily I did. I had to shorten my answers and my responses to short paragraphs, which is annoying because I spent a lot of time writing, I guess you could say, an essay for those responses on my document, because I was writing them out on LibreOffice. It was just easier to type rather than typing on the Google Doc itself. I think I typed out over 5,000 words, close to 30,000 characters, something like that. Personally, I think it was necessary. I went through a lot through these 3-4 months for the challenge, and I wanted Jeff or whoever else was a part of the team for this challenge to know that. So in this video, I'm going to read my responses because I don't want the actual response that I created for them to go to waste. So I printed them out. For anyone who's been watching since the first video, I have a shitty printer, okay? I tried to get the printer to do double-sided pages, but then the font started going over each other and there was paper jam, so I tried to print double-sided specifically for the reason of saving paper, but too many paper jams. So, oh well. And I had to print it again. So now I have my entire response of what I typed out for the exit form here. I'm gonna read them to you. I'll show you all the pictures of the response that I had to enter, and then I'll show you guys and read the actual response that I created before I had to shorten them and edit them in order for the exit form to accept them. So when you first look at the exit form on the first page, when it asks you your name, your weight, and then after photos, front, side, and back, there's a question that asks, did you accomplish your goal for the challenge? There's a fourth option for other, and then there was a text prompt. I didn't know that there was a second page to the Google Doc at first, so I typed an entire response. I tried to fit in there a whole page, actually. Whatever, I'm over explaining. All right, I'll get to it. So for that response, I basically wrote down, I was able to accomplish body recomposition, overcome some obstacles during the challenge, and challenge my lifestyle to fit in more healthy habits along the way. I lost weight and I was able to accumulate muscle mass. This has been a fun challenge for me, and I plan to continue my fitness journey even after the challenge is done. I created a YouTube channel to upload my fitness journey with this challenge at, and I sent the link. If the link doesn't help you can look me up under the YouTube channel at ProfessionalDeadbeatLongtimeLow-Life. Please check it out, and I hope you all enjoy the content. I lost over 35 pounds in these 3 months, and I plan to upload more videos soon to cover each week of what I've been doing, working on, and what I've been eating to maintain a healthy diet and accomplish my goal. Through these videos, I'd love to share with you all my fitness journey and how the app was able to help me succeed, as well as the hints and suggestions it gave me to gain better results. I've been taking large steps in taking care of my health, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally as well. I was working 3 jobs at the beginning of the year up until I had knee surgery. I'm taking physical therapy, and I've been diagnosed with depression. I've been keeping up with the challenge while taking care of these issues and more. I'm happy to say that this has helped me in picking up some healthy habits along the way. Not only have I been going to the gym more often, but also been focusing on my diet with nutritional supplements. I wanted to make sure I did this right, so I asked some nutritionists for advice on what works and what doesn't. With their help, I was able to pick out the supplements needed to complete my nutritional balance for each day. This was a huge step for me because since then, my health has improved dramatically. I used to suffer from muscle spasms a lot, especially over the winter. My doctors helped me realize that this was probably due to malnutrition, and since I've been taking my vitamins, minerals, and using the app to complete my daily intake, I no longer suffer from these spasms anymore, and I am full of energy throughout the day. I'd like to continue my fitness journey and see how far I go. I do a really good job at pushing myself to the limit. I do that so well that at one point about 2 years ago, I pushed myself so far and suffered from rhabdomyolysis. I'm not gonna lie, that was scary. I mean, really scary for me. With the help of my therapist and psychiatrist, I've discovered that I do not listen to my body very well, and when it comes to physical activity, I do not know when to stop. That concerns me on so many levels, but thankfully I've been taking steps to better improve and making sure I don't push myself too far. With that being said, I'd like to point out 2 goals I'm working on right now. Number 1,
I've been using the Macro Factor app to focus on energy balance and make sure that I'm able to maintain a healthy diet for healthy physical activity. Number 2, I plan to seek professional help and look for a physical trainer. I do not want to get rhabdomyolysis again, and with my recent knee surgery, I think it'd be best if I had a professional perspective on how far I should push myself and when to stop. If I want to further improve my muscle gain, I would like to do so at a healthy pace. I believe in the first video I uploaded onto my channel, I mentioned what I would do if I won the first place prize of $50,000. Paying off debt so that I can go back to school, fund my education in college, further my employment status by paying for certification classes for my jobs in IT and security, and after all that, possibly going to school for pilot's license. I say possibly because at the current moment, the FAA and the Aviation Air Traffic Control Division don't have support from the US government anymore, and funding is being cut, which is causing a lot of flight accidents, so I will most likely take that off my list and just focus on paying off my debt and going back to school. While I go back to college, I would still like to make this a regular thing, uploading videos on my physical progression and seeing how far I can go. So with that being said, I would like to mention to y'all that if I win the first place prize, and if I'm able to, I would invest some of the prize money in finding a physical trainer to help my physical progression while I am attending college. I know I can improve my fitness and physical health on my own, but with my history of rhabdomyolysis and my recent knee surgery, I need to make sure I don't injure my body more than I already have. This has been so much fun to do, I don't want to stop. Losing weight and making my muscles grow has been fun, and seeing my progression in the before and after photos is a huge inspiration, but my brain is the biggest muscle I want to grow. It's easy to say, but it's true. I've accomplished so much, and I truly believe I've earned the first place prize. If I do win, I'm definitely investing that money in my college education, my mental and emotional health, my fitness, and any other way that I can think of to improve myself. So much has happened in 100 days, and I can't wait to show you all. I hope you all see the videos I've posted so far, and I'm excited to continue on in my fitness and health. I'd like to make this a regular thing and show before and after results throughout the year, maybe even my life. Thank you for this opportunity.
Like I said, that was on the first page. Once I typed that in and then I clicked next, that's when I saw the questions that were on the second page of the Google Doc. Kind of went overboard on that first response just because I thought that was the only way that I was going to let people know what I've been doing for these past few months. And I wanted the people who looked at the Google Doc or who were going to pick the winner know what I was going through. So I kind of squeezed it all into that little option to add some extra notes. I go to the second page and they had 7 questions, I believe. First one was, what were you doing or using to handle your nutrition before Macro Factor? What was your experience or your success with that strategy? Here's a picture of the shortened version that I had to enter in order for the Google Doc to accept it as a short enough response. And then here are the 2 paragraphs that I originally wrote for this question. Before Macro Factor, I was using my own intuition on what to eat and how much. If that sounds stupid, it's because it is. I don't really trust nutrition apps because I thought of them all as scams. I know that there is a science when it comes to health, fitness, nutrition, diet, and exercise, but with constant misinformation of commercialized strategies, it was extremely overwhelming in finding out what worked and what didn't. So to lighten the load of critical thinking and analyzing peer-reviewed studies, I just decided to block them all out and rely on my own intuition. This does not work, or to be more specific, it doesn't work for me because I give into temptation when it comes to junk food, and I'm completely absent-minded when it comes to how much I eat. There are many people who can focus on what they can eat to further improve their fitness journey, and I've created strategies to help them get there. Unfortunately for me, with such a busy schedule and working 3 jobs in the past, I haven't been able to lock in on focusing on my fitness. I understand that there were apps that could help, but many are paywalled at a high price and others don't have all the information needed to assess someone's health completely. On top of all that, thinking that it can all be done by an app seemed ridiculous to me. When I started using Macro Factor to monitor my diet and nutrition, I noticed that there was a lot more monitoring techniques involved. Once I added all the information related to my current body stats, I noticed that Macro Factor wasn't just a calorie counting app. It also incorporated specifics in macronutrients, daily intake, energy expenditures, energy balance, weight trends, body metrics, and more. I realized as I used the app more, I wasn't meeting all of the daily nutrition I needed, which was concerning for me. Macro Factor helped me realize that I was malnourished in my diet, which caused some health problems for me. This led me to seek professional help on what to do. In the food logs, I could see the app had information on certain supplements. So I sought out a nutritionist to see what supplements could work and cross-analyze that information with given info from the app and narrowed down my choices. With this help, I am now taking supplements for nutrition that may be absent in my diet and am now meeting my daily nutritional requirements. I can't say for certain that I was ever successful in meeting my daily nutrition while relying on my intuition, but Macro Factor sure did help me in meeting them now. Second question was, what have you achieved during the Macro Factor New Year's Challenge? Okay, fair warning, this is my longest response. That I started answering at the bottom of this page. It takes a whole page and a half later for me to finish it off. Here's a picture of the response that I entered, the shortened version, obviously. And now I will read what I actually wrote originally. Oh wow, I've achieved a lot during this challenge. I'll start with continuing my main point from the last prompt. In it, I explained that using Macrofactor to meet my daily nutritional intake solved some health problems I was having. The main ones being extremely fatigued, tired, and suffering from muscle spasms. My muscle spasms would specifically worsen during the cold weather. I was already in the process of seeking professional help for those specific symptoms through the help of a neurologist I was referred to by my rheumatologist. During my assessment, they prescribed me some supplements that may help, and I realized they were the supplements I already started taking as I started the 100K and 100 days challenge. As I continued meeting my nutritional intake, I noticed that the muscle spasms had gone and that I was no longer feeling fatigued or tired throughout the day. I mentioned this to my neurologist, and she mentioned that I might have been malnourished and these symptoms were occurring because of that. I was able to record what she said, and I'm planning to upload that in one of my summary videos for my fitness journey. Meeting my required nutritional daily intake is what improved my health and relieved my symptoms. I knew it was important, and with the Macrofactor app, I'm now monitoring my nutrition as I take my supplements regularly. Another thing I achieved during the 100K and 100 days challenge was strength and endurance. I'm almost certain you can tell from the photos I submitted that I've gained some muscle mass, but I'm more excited to show my endurance in my workouts. I'm hoping to release those videos in the near future to show how much farther I can run, the more push-ups I can do, the more pull-ups, the exercises in general, and how much more weight I'm able to lift. It's not a surprise that I go to the gym once in a while, but it is a surprise in how much I've improved in such little time. I have been struggling in furthering my progression in my workouts for a very long time. I used to think that this was because I didn't go to the gym as often and would often think that I need to work out harder when I do go. Now that I think about it more, this is probably the kind of thinking that led me to push myself beyond my limits and suffer from rhabdomyolysis. But now after so many years, I've finally been able to progress in my workouts more than I have before, and I've been able to do so without hurting my body. This is just from my observation, but I want to say that the significant improvement is due to my increased nutritional intake along with the healthy diet I've been maintaining. Which is actually another thing I have to mention, my diet. Through this challenge, I've been able to achieve maintaining a healthy diet for the entire duration of the challenge. Not gonna lie in saying that there have been moments where I have strayed and consumed junk food, but for the most part, I'm mainly eating home-cooked meals. This is both a blessing and a curse. With home-cooked meals, it is easier to eat healthy and make sure that I consume my required nutrition. The only downside is that it is harder to input specifics for logging in my food into the app. I think more so, it's harder to enter into the food log foods that aren't listed. I live in a Mexican household, and we mainly eat dishes that aren't listed or suggested in the app. This isn't a bad thing or a critique on Macrofactor in any way. In fact, I would say it's more of a critique on myself. Although it may be difficult to input correct statistics for home-cooked meals, I realize now the workaround for calculating the specific nutrients could be measuring the ingredients that go in each specific dish. This is something I plan to do from now on, but first I'm going to need a scale. I mentioned in one of my videos that I plan to buy one soon. Eating healthy and meeting my required daily nutrition has helped me to lose a lot of weight. I've lost over 35 pounds, and it is crazy to me almost how easy it was while using the app. Over the holidays, I tend to overindulge in food consumption. Let it be known that living in a Mexican home, no one goes hungry. Especially on holidays, there is way too much food. At the end of last year, I weighed over 200 pounds. A lot of family members take pride in how much food they serve to us, and the more I eat, the happier they are. So yeah, I definitely started this challenge overweight. I think it could have even been categorized as obese. I don't know, but the point of this paragraph is to mention how much I lost. I may have started the 100K and 100 days challenge at around 200 pounds, but I woke up today at 163, and I am so happy. That is true. Holy this is awesome. Like, dead ass. Anyway, sorry. As I saw my family over the course of the challenge, they've all made note of how much weight I've lost. Everyone's been surprised at how healthy I look and how fit I became in about 3 months. Well, everyone except my grandma. She's been the only one upset because I haven't been eating all of the food she makes. I tried to explain that I've only been eating what I need, but she doesn't care because she's mad I'm not eating all of her food. I could probably go into more detail on what I've accomplished for my physical and mental health in this challenge, but I feel like I'm running out of time. Holy shit, dude. You're not running out of time, you're running out of space. So I'll simply say that I have progressed tremendously in going to the doctors more to assess my health. I usually don't go as much because I work 3 jobs and have a busy schedule throughout the day, but I needed to make sure that my body was healthy. I was scheduled for surgery on my knee, and I wanted to make sure that there weren't any complications with my health before then. This is the 2nd surgery I've had in less than a year on my left knee. I'm really tired of having things go wrong with my body, so I really need to focus on my health a lot more. I already recovered from rhabdomyolysis, but I had a lot more things to tackle on my list. My rheumatologist tested my blood work, and my results came back positive for Lyme disease last year. So I definitely needed to see a specialist for that, and I'm happy I'm finally going to get treated for that now. I was in therapy last year, but now I'm seeing a psychiatrist. I was diagnosed with depression, and I'm taking care of that right now. Some might say I was adding too much on my plate in joining the challenge, but I think joining this challenge helped. Had I not found this app through this challenge, I probably would have been dealing with more physical health problems, and that's something I like to avoid in the future from now on. Yeah, long ass response. I guess this is why they put a limit in the first place for people like me
who over-explains something. Anyway, next question. What has been your biggest win? I'm gonna put up a picture anyways. Pretty sure that this response wasn't edited because it was such a simple question. For me, I'd say my biggest win would be in my body recomposition. There's no doubt I needed to lose weight, especially with the fact that I was getting knee surgery again. This was something I needed to take care of, but I also wanted to increase my muscle mass. Starting this year was rough, and the before photos already show that with my gut hanging out. I personally like being physically active. I mentioned this in my intro video on my YouTube channel. I really like being physically active and going to the gym. I hear a lot from others how much they hate working out. I don't understand that. I go to the gym because I like seeing what I can do and I like to improve on that and see how far I can go. I wouldn't say I'm a regular gym rat because of how busy I've been, but I will say that I do go to the gym a lot more than those around me. That's something that I've always been proud of. What I haven't been proud of is how my body never really looked like I went to the gym. Like I said before, I often thought this was the result of me not going to the gym as much as I should have, but also the result of not pushing myself enough. I was wrong with that, and after seeing myself in the mirror with more defined muscles and achieving a weight at 163 pounds, I now realized that I needed help in monitoring my nutritional intake. Seeing the before and after photos is such a huge inspiration for me to continue working on my health, fitness, diet, and exercise. I mentioned in my intro video how I didn't want to flex in my photos because I wanted my body to show muscles without flexing, and now I'm actually seeing that in my after photo. I don't want to stop, and I don't think I will stop. I'm happy with the results I've gotten so far, and I hope to continue in getting stronger, leaner, and improving myself in other ways as well. Yeah, simple answer. Next question was, what is your favorite macro feature and why? I think I over-explained in this one as well. You know, a whole page, honestly. Here's the first photo, and now here's the one that I originally wrote. No doubt about it, my favorite feature in the Macro Factor app is seeing the display of all the nutrition that is given, available, and or possible in my diet. It could be a mixture of the UI, but seeing the accumulated nutrition helps in seeing what macronutrients I'm lacking in, and it drives me to meet those requirements for the day. On top of that, it helps me realize the other nutrients from other foods that I've never seen or heard of before and could be missing in my diet. It helps a lot to notice the daily intake of food versus the daily nutritional requirements, and trying to create a balance with both is what I think drives me to create and eat a better meal plan. Not sure if this is relevant to the question, but every time I open the app, I always scroll to look and see what's up in my macronutrients. A while back, I set up the homepage to list all the macros to be in the front when I open the app. It may seem like overkill, but I feel I personally put that information to good use. I want to know, and I like to know, what is needed for my body to function properly. Seeing the nutrients that go in, or better yet, should go in my diet, drives me to meet the daily requirements needed throughout the day. I also like how in this feature it shows what foods in my diet add to the daily nutritional value. When I click on a nutrient, mineral, or other listed macros, the macro factor lists what foods in my diet contributed to the daily accumulated amount. This helps in so many ways because it shows what foods are staples for certain macros, and it also shows the greater and smaller amounts given from each dish, plate, or snack I've eaten in the day. Some of the food I've logged may have contributed to overindulging in the required daily intake. Others may have shown that the food is not a good source for meeting all of our required nutrients. Seeing this and comparing what foods have for macros and how much each contain helps me to build up my diet and nutrition to meet the necessary daily levels, and also helps me modify my diet and intake. There were some macros I noticed that I was not meeting entirely with my diet or supplements, which helped me to change what I eat and add some foods to make up for the loss each day. Other macros I had to find from supplements, which thankfully I was able to use the app to see which were best for meeting the required daily intake. A bonus that the app offers are the widgets that can display a certain nutrient you may want to work on. One of the ways I wanted to focus on accomplishing good body recomposition was to maintain a low-caloric diet with high protein. Adding the widgets to my display on my phone helped me to quickly notice at a glance what was needed for my daily nutritional value. To be more specific, I used the widgets to display my daily intake of calories and protein. Being at a caloric deficit helps in losing weight, and monitoring how many calories I eat in a day helps me in burning away and using the excess stored fat in my body. I should also add that this helps in making sure I'm not fasting with my diet. Having too much of a caloric deficit may cause the body to turn the fat into muscle to make up for the lack of calories. So by monitoring the widget on my phone, I was able to balance in keeping my daily calorie intake at a healthy level. By monitoring the protein in my diet, I was able to make sure I added the correct amount of protein to grow and maintain my muscle mass. Working out does help in creating muscles, but I needed to make sure I met the daily intake to grow them at a healthy pace. Seeing how much food has contributed to my protein helps me to see how much protein powder I should use to make up for or add to my nutritional requirement. Seeing all the calories needed for my diet helps in more ways than I can think of. Maintaining them at a healthy daily rate has improved my health dramatically and has also contributed to helping me achieve better body recomposition. Using the app's nutritional features and how to display them as widgets and or on the front homepage has helped me to monitor and adjust my diet to better meet my required macros. I may not have done so perfectly, but it definitely helped me in my diet and meal plan. Yeah, definitely another response I've over-explained in, but I mean, for me it's necessary. This is something I thought about a lot. How has Macro Factor helped facilitate the success you attained during the New Year's challenge? Oh shoot, was I supposed to save all the information for this question? Well, I've already mentioned in the other prompts how MacroFactor has helped me achieve my success in so many ways. Reading through my answers again, it explains how I was able to do so with the help of the app, but I'll list them again. First, as it should, MacroFactor helped me in monitoring my diet and creating a healthy meal plan, while also consuming supplements to meet the required nutritional values. Eating healthy was an issue for me because I gave into temptation a lot and wasn't monitoring how much I ate in a given day. I think it's safe to assume I ate about 5,000 calories or more in a day, and that has been an issue until using the app. Honestly, I probably eat more than 5,000 calories a day before using this app, and yeah, I'm not supposed to. It's helped me watch what I eat while also maintain a healthy consumption of my needed macros. By focusing on the macros in my diet, it dramatically improved my health. I used to suffer from fatigue, tiredness, and muscle spasms every so often, which would worsen during the winter because of the cold temperatures. After using the app, I realized that I was malnourished and lacking in certain macros. By taking this information and adjusting my diet and meal plan with better foods and supplements, I no longer suffer from the muscle spasms, and I am now full of energy when I wake up for the day. I should also make note that with a better diet and nutritional meal plan, I was also able to accomplish more in the gym and with my workouts. I used to struggle with pushing myself further, and it almost felt like I would hit a wall in my progression. Sometimes I felt that I had to push my body beyond its limits, which caused me to suffer some health problems and suffer rhabdomyolysis in the past. Now that I've adjusted my diet to better meet my nutritional daily intake, I feel that has helped in progressing more in my workouts and also has improved my endurance. I love being physically active and working out. Using the MacroFactor app has helped me in progressing in my fitness, and I plan to continue using it more after the 100K in 100 days challenge. I also think it's safe to say that it has contributed to relieving some of my depression. I recently had knee surgery on May 4th, and I really wanted to lose weight so there wasn't that much pressure on my knee. This was the second surgery I've had on that same knee, and it sucks when I've had to recover for so long and can't work on my health. I hate when my body falls apart like this, and I hate feeling so weak in the process. Using the app has helped a lot. It may not seem like much, but losing weight was very important for me because I want to recover from my surgery quicker so that I may continue to be active again. I have to do so at a healthy pace, and losing weight has helped me do so. I'm currently going through physical therapy, and I am happy to say I'm recovering ahead of schedule, but I will still continue to listen to my doctor, so let me know when I'm ready to work and be physical again. On top of that, I was able to accumulate more muscle mass, which was a relief. Body recomposition was something I wanted to focus on. I felt I started strong, but when I needed to rest and recover after my knee surgery, I was afraid that I was going to fail. Thankfully, using the app to focus on my diet has helped me maintain a healthy weight and maintain my muscle mass. It also helped that I adjusted my gym workouts to simple calisthenics that don't put pressure on my knee. My arms feel bigger, I feel stronger, I feel healthier, and my shorts and pants don't fit now. That last part isn't so much an accomplishment. I just wanted to mention to you people that using the app has caused me to use a belt more often until I can afford new clothes. So thanks a lot. That's true, actually. That's real. That's how much weight I've lost. Are there specific features or philosophies in MacroFactor that you think are especially helpful for you? Again, here's the shortened response, and now here's the actual response. Philosophies in the MacroFactor app? Can't say there's any good source material on philosophy. Couldn't find any works related from Plato or Socrates, nor could I find anything helpful on recent works to enable a society with necessary assets to achieve the means of production. Okay, all jokes aside, I'd say the main feature and or philosophy that MacroFactor offers could be the simple proverb, you are what you eat. No, seriously, that sounds almost childish, but it's true. I'm sure most, if not all of us, have heard this before. No, I have. I don't remember when I was first told this, probably back when I was in elementary school, but it's definitely something that I needed to remember. In order to be fit and healthy, you need to eat good food. I know for a lot of us, this seems easier said than done, and for some of us, we may just brush it aside when we hear it. I, for one, know I struggled in eating healthy. I can relate to a lot of people when I say that we've become overwhelmed with things we need to focus on in our life, but it's still something we can't ignore. I mentioned earlier how I struggled to rely on my intuition on what I ate, what I've been eating, and how much of what I've been eating. There were times when I noticed I needed help and have sought out answers from sciences, but the constant bombardment of misinformation, scams, and programs alike made it frustrating and irritating. Using my amazing skills of critical thinking and looking over peer-reviewed studies has helped me see the bullshit for what it really is. Holy hell, it gets so freaking annoying. It irritated me and overwhelmed me so much. Sometimes I just chose to eat whatever I wanted and worked out in the gym thinking working out was the only thing I needed to do. Sometimes we have to remember the simple things in life are sometimes the best things in life. Sometimes we have to realize we need help. By following my meal plan, focusing on a healthy diet, and meeting my daily macronutrients, I've seen how quickly my body can change for the better. Eating healthy may take time for some of us, but it's still the easiest and best solution you can do for yourself. I think MacroFactor's philosophy isn't complicated at all. The feature it offers to monitor your diet helps in so many ways. It's a simple one that some people like me needed to be reminded of. You are what you eat. Alright, last question. Anything else you'd like to add about yourself, the challenge, or your experience with MacroFactor? This one I didn't have to edit at all. It's just the same response that I entered into the Google Doc. Yes. Please do me a favor and check out my YouTube channel at ProfessionalDeadbeatLongtimeLow-Life. You can also copy and paste the link to go to my homepage at put it right there. I've been filming most of what I've been doing during the 100K in 100 days challenge, and I've been trying to sum up each week for an individual video to upload. I haven't uploaded every video yet, but I have uploaded videos to quickly recap what's been going on in my life and how I've been able to overcome them while focusing on this challenge. They give a lot of insight on what I've been doing, what I've been working on, and what I've been going through. Please check back every once in a while, because as the days goes on, I'll be uploading more videos to recap my fitness journey as I complete the challenge given by Jeff. I also plan to continue my fitness journey after the challenge and hope to upload more videos of my progression in my physical health, mental health, my academic achievements, and honestly maybe even my life. We'll see how this turns out, but let it be known that I started doing this because of the challenge in the first place. I wanted to document my progression on my fitness anyway, and I thought doing so with the YouTube channel would be fun for me to do, and maybe fun for others to watch. I always strive to improve myself one way or another, and hopefully through my videos I'll inspire others to improve as well. I think I'm getting ahead of myself here, but anyway, please check out my YouTube channel and feel free to let me know what you think. Thank you for your time. This has been fun to do, and I hope to continue doing this for as long as I can. Yeah, that's everything.